안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 Audrie입니다. Hello, my name is Audrey. Welcome back to my channel. We're doing another Korean drama review and I'm really excited to do this Korean drama review. I am going to be reviewing Touch Your Heart, also known as When Sincerity Reaches. So this drama recently just ended. I'm really excited to review this drama like I just said. So if you haven't seen any of my Korean drama reviews, usually what I like to do, I like to just list every main actor and supporting actor or actresses that's in this drama or in any drama that I review. Then I usually, when I say their name, I usually put a picture so that in case, like, if you don't know the character name or if you don't know the actor's name, then you may recognize them only by their face, because sometimes we don't recognize people by their names, we recognize them more by their faces. So I have that there for you guys. Then I usually give like a summary or like a review of what the drama's about, so that way you're just like, okay, so this is what this drama's about. Should I watch or should I not watch it? Then also give like triggers within the drama, so anything that you possibly could have went through in life, because everybody goes through things differently. So anything that you could have been traumatized in a way that could remind you of anything that you've been traumatized with, or anything that you just badly impacted you in life, anything that could remind you of it. I usually just mention that just because like that's important to know, and I wouldn't want anybody to have a relapse or anything that could trigger something that they don't want to be reminded of or something like that. So I try to list those, and then I give like a rating out of 10, like 10 being the highest of like this drama is the best, and 1 being like the lowest, like this drama is like terrible. So that's usually what I do, and then I just end it, and that's the end of my drama review. So let's go ahead and get started. So just a few key facts about this drama, which I just started randomly doing this in my reviews just because I think it's great to know. So this drama is PG-13. It was broadcasted on TVN, and I watched it on Viki. I don't know why I just randomly said that, but in Korean it is known as Denshimi Dada. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so that's what the drama is called. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the main cast and supporting cast, and like usual I have my laptop with me because I am learning Korean. I'm not an expert in Korean, so I rather not butcher the names because I just don't want to do that. So starting with the main cast, you have Lee Dong-wook. He played in a lot of dramas. He played in The Hotel King. He played in, I think the show is called like The Grim Reaper or something like that. He also played in the show Roommates. So he plays in a lot of really good dramas. So you're gonna like, he's a pretty familiar face. So you also have Yoo In-ah as the other main cast actor or actress. She played in quite a well-known dramas and everything. So they played, I think they played in that Grim Reaper show together. So so that's their chemistry from like their previous acting together from another show. Their chemistry was like really good. So yeah. And so now moving on to the supporting cast, we have Lee Sung-woo, Son Sung-yoon, Oh Jung-se, Shim Hyung-tak, Park Ji-hwan, Kim Hee-jung, Park Kyung-hae, Oh Ui-sik, my bad, sorry, and Lee Jun-hyuk. Yeah, so those are the actresses and actors within this drama. So now we're gonna go ahead and move into what is this drama about. So Yoo In-ah, her character is also an actor, and she was in this huge scandals. And so if you're not familiar how scandals usually work in Korea, it's like depending on how bad the scandal is, even if it's not technically bad, but to Korean society, if it's a scandal, it's bad either way. Depending on how bad it is, it can really just end your career, and the whole Korean society could just hate you. I shouldn't say everybody, but like, you know what I mean, like it's just bad. And So she was in this really bad drug scandal with her ex-boyfriend, in which, by the way, he is absolutely crazy, and I was very intimidated by her ex-boyfriend's character, and he was just really scary and had an obsessive behavior. Actually, I wouldn't even call him her boyfriend. I would just say like he was a guy who was very obsessed. She rejected him, and he like drugged her, and then people thought like, oh, she was part of the drugs and all that stuff, and so her career ended up being just basically going down the drain, and nobody wanted to hire her, nobody wanted to work with her, because it was such a big risk to have somebody like her within the drama, because they could lose sponsors and everybody just because of her scandal. And so at some point it shows like that was kind of like the intro to of like her life, and you're gonna like, it kind of sort of talks about it in the beginning, and then it just shows her like, she's like, I want to go in, and she's like, she found this script that her manager had that wasn't supposed to be for her, supposed to be for somebody else. She's like, I want to do this, let's go do it. She went to the person, the director over the whole drama. They're just like, why don't you go and just shadow in a law firm, because it's a you're supposed to be a lawyer for this part. And so she had to do that for a couple of months, and little did she know that she was going to find the love of her life there, which is Lee Dong-wook. So Lee Dong-wook, he is a lawyer within the law firm, and he basically, he's not the most nicest. I mean, he's nice, his character is nice, but like his character is pretty like, his character is like really nice, but also like what's the word, kind of blunt, kind of harsh, emotionless, and I guess it's the best way. I mean, he has emotions, like, I don't know, like his character is a bit weird to explain. So he is the lawyer that she has to basically shadow under, or be like his secretary for, because he didn't need a secretary, but they needed some way to kind of like, yes, Johnny, please stop. He leaves. So basically, like her character, for her to like be in a law firm, she had to like randomly like act like she was actually trying to be a lawyer, or she was actually being a secretary, even though she technically sort of got kicked out of law school, but she said she didn't, but she technically did. And so she knew a little bit about law school, but not really. She was kind of clueless. So what? What are you doing? Back to what I was saying. So basically, she is a secretary under Lee Dong-wook's character, who is a lawyer, and so they're weird, strange interactions of that. Like, they basically don't even really like each other, but somehow, some way, they end up dating and stuff. And so they go through a lot in the relationship, because they had to keep it a secret, because one, she's an actress. But here's the scary part, and I'm sorry this is all over the place. I've been interrupted a few times while I'm trying to record this. So what happens is that her stalker guy, he basically comes back, because he went overseas, and then he came back and he found her, and was still stalking her, and they were out on Yoo-na and Lee Dong-wook, both of them, for their characters, they were out like on a date, and they noticed that they were being followed by a car, and it was her stalker. Oh my gosh, my cat keeps, okay, so they're basically being like stalked. Basically, like, he confronted them like, oh, she looks very familiar, which he knew who she was. And so that started with the whole ex-stalker guy slash now stalker guy again coming into play into the whole drama. And I don't know, he was just really scary. He knew how to get into her apartment and all that stuff, and it wasn't like the most greatest thing to see, because I was scared for the character. And so you just see that throughout the drama, but at some point all that passes, and they end up she ends up catching the stalker guy, and then like everybody was like forgiving her, instead of like being like, because she used to get a whole bunch of hate comments, and so now everybody was like forgiving her, and was just like, oh wow, like she was really like the victim of all this, like he drugged her and whatever. And so basically people wanted to hire her and be certain shows now, because I guess that's how it works. So she got the part and everything, and you just see different parts of how their relationship, how it goes from like they hate each other to love to like this stalker guy showing up to like now they're like secretly dating, and then like she got into some dating scandal, but not really. It was kind of good for her show. And then later on they like publicly announced it to everybody to know like, wow, they're actually going public and not secretly dating anymore. And so that was like the end of the drama. So pretty much it's just like a romance comedy, typical romance comedy drama, but it was really, really good because they had really good actors. So I want to go into like the triggers of what possibly that you could probably see within a drama that may trigger you in any way. So pretty much if you've been stalked by somebody, probably not you can skip through those parts because it does, except for sometimes it does last like the whole episode. But like if you've ever been stalked by anybody, just let you know that does happen in the drama. If you were in some like giant rumor that like technically you were the victim of, and you just were like, people would just, if you're just the type of person like you were in that type of situation or bullied or anything like that, I suggest just be aware that does happen in the drama. There's some relation to that and maybe you shouldn't watch it. Another thing would be if like you've been abused anyway, like physically abused anyway, you will see some of that within the drama, but not a lot. It was like a part of a case that they did, so it's not too much within the drama, but it does happen. You do see it being talked out within like maybe 2 or 3 episodes, so it's not throughout most of the drama or anything. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's pretty much it for anything else. If you can think of anything, if anybody else watched this, like please list it down below of anything that could be helpful for anybody to know of before watching. But I would give the drama probably like a 9 out of 10 just because it was really good. It was like, I never really got bored or anything. I think it was just because of the chemistry of the 2 actors and how well they played their parts and how well everybody played their parts. And I liked how they really played into like all the other supporting cast member characters. So I think that really did well, because like sometimes I usually have that issue with dramas where they like sort of play with the supporting cast members but don't really play into their role that much. So it was really nice to see that they really show like the supporting cast members and their characters and really showed more into that. So but I'm still watching Sky Castle, so whenever that's done, that's probably going to be a really long Korean drama review just because there's a lot to talk about that one, and it's actually pretty relatable to like what is actually going on within like the Korean education system. So I just know that's gonna be a really long one, but that's all I pretty much have to say for this Korean drama review. Sorry if it seems really all over the place. I kept getting interrupted by my cat and my mom, and so I can't really do much about that. But I hope you enjoyed this Korean drama review, and don't forget to check out my other Korean drama reviews that I have on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and if not, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to the like button if you like the video. If not, it's okay, you can dislike it, I don't care. But thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. 안녕.